Hello! Let's learn how to put together our clarinet. Alright, so in the last video we talked about putting a reed on our mouthpiece and our barrel and putting that together. Now we're going to learn how to put the whole thing together. The first thing that you should do is get the reed out when you put the entire instrument together. This is when you take the reed and put it in your mouth. You want to get the reed good and wet, like what we talked about. So by the time you get your instrument put together, your reed will be good and wet. I'm going to go ahead and put this back in my cup of water. So, now we got to put this whole instrument together. We're going to start from bottom to top. So we're going to start with the barrel, or the bell. This here is called the bell because it kind of looks like the bell. It's the bottom part of the instrument. It's the end of the instrument. Then we're going to take from the bell and we're going to put on one of our two body joints. If you look, there's two different types of body joints. One has a cork on each side, one has a cork on one side. We want the one that has a cork just on one side. This cork here, I'm going to slide it into my body joint. Before you just cram it on there, we have to know where to hold it. So if you look down here at the bottom, there are some keys. I want you to just go ahead and grab right over the top of it and close those keys down so you have a good hold of it. And I want you to twist that body right into the bell. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do probably the most tricky part of putting together a clarinet, but it's really easy once you figure it out. We're going to take the top part of the body, which has two corks, a bottom and a top, and we're going to go to where all these side keys are here, and that part is what connects to the bottom body. So I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to cover up my keys, I'm going to grab a hold of it nice and tight, and I'm going to slide that onto the clarinet. Before you do it, let's talk about the tricky spot. Underneath those four keys, there's a little pan key. That's what connects the top to the bottom. On the bottom part of the clarinet, there's one that kind of sits up off the side. We want those two pieces to be connected. So when we slide it in, nice and easy, we want to make sure that those two pieces are connected right under there. Once you've got those two pieces connected, then we can put the rest of the instrument together. So, we then go with the barrel. Next, we have the small end and the big end. The big end goes on. We slide the barrel right on. Then we have our mouthpiece. With our mouthpiece cap, we're going to slide that on too. Now, I'm going to take off my mouthpiece cap so you can see where the next part is. The opening on the clarinet needs to line up with this back key. See how it's pointing up? It needs to point right at the mouthpiece opening. There we go. Now that I've done that, I'm good to go. Once I get my entire instrument together, that's when I can take the reed out of my mouth and put it on like we discussed in the last video. That's how you put together your clarinet.